All right, everyone, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. The birds are singing outside my window. If you listen closely, you may hear the birds just singing a beautiful tune this morning. This is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. I know you've been waiting for Pastor Dave. Have you been waiting? Do you have your pop ready this morning? Do you have your pop ready? You know, really, on second thought, it's not a good idea to drink pop. Not this early in the morning. It's not really good for you. But I know you've been waiting for Pastor Dave. Do you have your water ready this morning? Do you have your water ready this morning? I don't like to drink tap water out of the faucet. It's really unhealthy. It's got fluoride, terrible things in it. I like to have bottled water, purified water. And the doctor recommends that we have at least 8 glasses of water a day. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I know you've been waiting and you have the coffee on. Let me explain something. I really don't need or have to explain anything to anyone. But I come from a long family line of coffee drinkers. I've been drinking coffee ever since I can remember. I truly, with no other agenda added, I like coffee. I drink it all day long. I drink before I go to bed. Sometimes I'll get out of work at it's about 11:30, and I'll go by a coffee shop, Tim Hortons, if you know what Tim Hortons is, and I'll get me a small coffee for the ride home. As far back as I can remember, I remember my grandmother. Back then, you could, in the summertime, at 3 o'clock in the morning, she'd have the neighbor woman over, because my grandmother worked midnight. She'd have her night off. She'd be up all night, and they'd be drinking coffee at the kitchen table or the dining room table, either one, 3 o'clock in the morning with the windows open and the doors wide open. You can't do that today. Now, back in her day, in my day, younger day, we would actually sit as a family and have our supper. And we'd have the door wide open. Now today, no one sits at the table and has supper. No more. But if you're in your home and you got your door open, you're half the time you're afraid to keep your door open, let alone let a nice summer breeze in. But today, if you hear a loud boom, everybody ducks under the table. They think somebody's shooting. In my day, my grandmother's day, we hear a loud bang or a boom. Didn't think anything of it. It was probably the neighbor's old Chevy backfired. Shows how far we've come, how far this world has digressed. You know what? I like coffee. So let me ask you, do you have your coffee ready this morning? Now, I won't, just for today, I don't want to upset anyone. I won't use my Are You Rapture Ready coffee cup that was a gift. That was a gift. I'll use a plain, dull, black cup. See that little mirror? Are you watching? It's just plain. There's no writing on it. Let me show you. There's no writing on it anywhere. Just a plain cup. But I like coffee. I'm not trying to be like anyone. They say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but believe me, I am certainly not trying to imitate anyone. Let's have our coffee. Now, can I say it? On 3. Turn your volume down. 1, 2. Amira, what comes after 2 in a little mirror? 3. Good morning, YouTube, Pastor Dave. It is April 17th. I got that right. I'm going to talk about that in a moment today. Let me double check. April 17th, 2012. Real quick update before I tell you what's going on today. Chad, his channel is Christ Saves 88, went in the hospital last night, emergency surgery for his appendix, and I want everyone, I've been lifting him up in prayer, everyone lift him up in prayer for an immediate healing and a very quick recovery. And Chad, if you're watching, we are thinking and we are all praying for you to have a speedy recovery and get back here to us. Now, my goodness, the video I put up yesterday, giant wave hits New York City, almost 2,000 views, and there was a reason for it, and 35 dislikes, so I must be doing something right to have that many dislikes, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But I wanted to try to prove a point, and I think the point was proven. We're talking about so much fear going on. I wanted to see how many people would actually watch the video and hear the word. I read from the book of Isaiah. How many would actually watch the video and hear the message and the teaching that I was delivering? Or would they run and try to find this massive, massive wave that hit New York? And I could tell by the comments they were clicking on my link, and all I'm getting is Tim Tebow. I'm not putting you down. I love you so much. I'm not putting you down. We're just proving a point. People are consumed by what's going on YouTube, of looking for these natural disasters. And others are leaving comments. I've been typing in the search engines. I can't find a giant wave in New York. If you would have just watched the video, you would have got a good message. But that's what I mean. We're taking our eyes off the message. Are we taking our eyes off our Father? Are we looking for the rapture? Are we like the 10 virgins and our oil is running out because we're looking in the wrong direction instead of keeping our eye on God? All right. Now, with that said, 35 dislikes. I must be doing something right. Now, what I've found, I'm a working pastor. I work a regular job, and I work my ministry, and I work on weekends. I have the weekends off of my regular physical job, but then I go out and I work my ministry. So I couldn't do much at work. All the negative comments were coming in, and that's just so terrible. It's just so terrible. So what I was doing, I was blocking the user and deleting them, and then more would come back. So I got wise this morning. I was checking it all out, and a lot of it are the same people. They will come back and they'll create a new account, a new YouTube account, and come after me again. Because I'm looking what it's created. They're brand new, April 17th, 2012. And I seen what they were doing. I would hit the block user button, and I don't like to do that, but I don't have to have that much negativity. They would come and do it again. Now, so I'm wise to you. It's pretty much the same people, and we know where they're coming from that is causing all this commotion. And you know how bad that looks to someone that may be coming to these channels to maybe they're on the edge, maybe they're on the fence, and they want to give their life to the Lord, and they see such nonsense. All right, I gotta ask you a question before I tell you what's coming up. I made a mistake, an error. I am not without fault or without error. In yesterday's video, I said it was April 19th. Now, I'm just asking because I'm curious. Maybe you can help me. I don't know. Do you think maybe that I might have the gift of prophecy? No. But just to show how silly this is, I made a mistake and said April 19th. Now let's watch. Let's see if this happens. Just see if this happens. Just so I can prove another point, like I did with that extreme title. I just want to see how many would actually listen to the word. It's the 17th. I'm going to make a prediction. No, it's not a word from God. It's just to show the silliness. I'm going to say on April 19th, there is going to be at least a magnitude 6-point earthquake or higher, possibly a 7 on the 19th. Okay? Now let's write that down. April 19th. Is it a word from God? No. It's common sense. You don't have to have the gift of prophecy to know what's going on in the world. The earthquakes are on the increase. So let's watch April 19th and see if anything happens on that day. No, it's not a prophecy. I'm just trying to show the silliness in what's going on. I'll be back. A lot of news to bring you. Tupac, a hologram. I'm going to talk about that. It's all over YouTube. And it just shows you, this isn't even Project Bluebeam, but they could project a hologram of this rap artist. And, I pray for him. I pray for him. I don't know where he is today. But it's the technology we have today. And this is just more of a Hollywood technology with this hologram. Project Bluebeam, and we see the chemtrails, and I talked about it in my video series, that 17-part series. The chemtrails serve more than one purpose. And they use the ingredients, the chemicals in these chemtrails, work alongside with Project Bluebeam. They've already had a hologram of Prince Charles up on stage. And believe me, they have the technology where everyone will look up and you could see Jesus in the clouds coming, a false rapture. The technology, you think the hologram that's going around YouTube of this Tupac is amazing? You haven't seen anything what the government can do. They can make it appear that we are under an alien invasion. Kind of like, the movie The Transformers. You could see these things up in the sky, and it'd be a hologram. It'd be 100 times more advanced than the video going around YouTube of Tupac. News, we're going to see what lines up today with Bible prophecy. Leave me comments. I love you all so much, so much. Stop the madness. God bless you.